Why is this thing? I gotta shut off. There we go. This time I shut it off. Okay. All right. Where am I? I'm live here. Just double checking my screen. Sorry. It always takes me a little bit because I have like too many different things I'm trying to manipulate. I gotta see if you can see what I'm seeing. All right. So, I don't know if I need to move it. Okay, so it's the wrong way. I gotta go this way. I want to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing, because what's the point if you can't see it? So, all right, let's see. Okay, it's better than it was. All right, so I decided I was going to do, again, under the candy theme. So I am going to do lollipop kind of unicorn. And as you can see, I've manipulated the head there to reflect the lollipop. I was deciding if I want to make them also into stickers as well. It's like I do have the option, and I kind of like making them. I don't know if they'll sell or whatever, but I've already had like a few people ask me for them. So they're like, "Are you selling those? I want one." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." All right, so just doing a little, oops. So this is watercolors. This particular one that I'm using right now has a bit of a sheen to it. Kind of like it. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up or not. It doesn't look like it from here, but anyway. All right. The thing that's great about watercolors is that you can build up. So I'm going to start off with, I kind of want to do like the ones that you get at the fair and stuff. I'm not just basing this off of like memory. So if it's not exact, it's not meant to be. It's just sort of what I'm doing. Okay. I think it's the darker blue for that. And then red. Then I'll go back to yellow again. Yellow, and then green. And what was the next one? Blue. Oh, it looks a little muddled. I should have brought some paper towel because it's very easy to fix. Just do that. And then once it's gone, you can redo it. It's not a big deal. So I just do. And then it was the red again. So if I can fix now this part. And then do there. Okay. And then back to yellow. Oops. Make sure that I don't, trying to clean up my stuff. There we go. All right. So now we can redo the green darker. It's always a layer thing, so got to build up the layers. Okay, and then yellow. And that was the green there. Okay. So it sort of looks like what I was envisioning. Okay. And then the blue, I want to make it a little darker. Hello. Just farting around with some watercolors today. Doing something a little different. That one does not want to turn blue. So that's fine. All right, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And then I'll work on the other stuff after. Okay, so because this is the stick, it shouldn't have really much color because the whole point is the lollipop part of it. So we'll just leave it like that. And I think I want to do, like, because her hair is dripping, I want to kind of do the same thing like the lollipop. I think that'd be fun to have it dripping. I may change the color of her skin. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, we have the green. So I'm just going to do... I don't like that green. That green's going to have to get darker as well. Oh, yes. But that's okay. Okay. And then we're going to do some red. Oh, bleeding into it. You're bleeding into it. That's not what I wanted. I mean, it might look cool, but... Nope, that's not what I want. We fix, don't worry. There we go. All right, and then we'll go... I'm actually going to just do a different spot until that kind of dries a little bit, because... The mini paintings that are watercolor are less forgiving than an acrylic, let's say. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do the red lower and over here. If it turns out, I'll turn it into a sticker. We'll see what happens. I think I'll do more yellow here. Okay. And then I need that dark green because otherwise it's not going to match really. Okay, so that was going to do red. This should be green here. We'll make this into that. Yep, I'm going to change it. Okay. I think I'll make green down here. Because I got yellow, blue, green, and red. I can do this as it's drier. There you go. I think I'll do her eye like a purplish. There we go. And there's the dogs again. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that green changed on me because I didn't rinse enough my brush. It's okay. I'll just change it to this. There we go. We'll fix. There we go. That's better. And I think I would like, gotta redo that a little bit more so you don't see it as much. And the blue, gotta make it darker. That's better. Weird that the blue is turning grayish. That's weird. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay. I feel like I had to put more yellow on the one side there. Back here. Maybe I should do, I'll do it here. Okay. There we go. Debating or not if I should add orange, but I didn't really do orange there, but I think I could add it. Hold on a second. I could probably do that. Yep. I'm going to add a little orange. There. And then that went to blue. I can do a little orange here. There. So if I add the orange like I did there, now I can add the orange here because it needs a little something. There you go. There we go. Fabulous. All right. Tutorial? No, there's no tutorial for it. I just this is all like freehand and yeah. There's no tutorial, sorry. I mean, you draw it basically first and then you paint it. So there you go. There you go. All right, I got that one spot left. I think I'm gonna do it blue. So we'll just cover that blue. It needs a little something more. Might as well throw that in there like that. There we go. Okay. I never really thought about doing tutorials, to be honest with you. You're probably the first person that's asked me that. So yeah. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to do the background is going to be a blue, but we're going to mix a couple of colors so that it's not just straight standard blue. And then I'm just going to, this will make it pop. I feel like people are afraid of watercolors sometimes because it spills out into other areas where you don't want it to. Don't ever be afraid of it. Honestly, if it goes in a spot that you don't really like, it doesn't matter. You just like like you've shown you, just wipe it up with the cloth, and you can even too. Another great trick is you can just keep wiping it with a clean brush and it'll eventually come off as well. You just have to be careful of like what grade your paper is, because if your paper is not that good, it won't be able to tolerate a lot of water and it'll start warping. You'll know anyways. You'll see it start warping and stuff, and then you'll know like no, this is not working out or whatever. So I'm gonna add a little pink in there, and then we'll blend it because it'll turn purple. There we go. See how it's spreading out there because I've already wet that area. That's kind of what I want anyways. I want it to sort of naturally go and do its own thing. Okay. And once you have it already established, you can wet it again to kind of even out your paint. See how I just did that now, and you can't really tell where I started and where I stopped. I think I'm just gonna do straight purple on this side. And then we'll add in the blue again. I think I need a brighter. That works. Yeah, don't ever worry about watercolors too much. And even like if it doesn't really work out how you want it to, is always waiting until it dries and then going over it again. And if you didn't do it too heavy, then it's very easy to just go over it again. So it's not a big deal. I think watercolors is very forgiving if you know how to use it, and you understand its temperament. I'm going to actually add in a bit of yellow, I think. I'm going to add in some yellow here. Because why not? Because we can. Because, yeah. You just add a little water just to let it mix and do its thing. There we go. And then once this dries, it'll be easy to go back in it and do like the definition. See, that's her hair. So we're going to add. There we go. All right. Then we can start, because the body of her is already been done. We can go in and we can start doing like deeper colors. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy. And then we wanted to be fancy. We could do a little purple at the end so you can see it's like a shadow. But that kind of shows you the continuation of her body. And again, you see how I'm not really concerned that it's going on top of something else. Not really. You kind of want it to blend in anyways. So want it to look like water. It's supposed to be loose, not so tight of a painting. Not like acrylic, like the other acrylic paintings that I do. They're completely different, right? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but there we go. There we go. And I can do another. This is metallic pink, which I really like. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's really pretty. See, this is what I mean about building up. So now you can do a second layer of the colors to bring it more and be more vibrant. There we go. Looks good. And we can do this here too. And once you do one thing and let it dry, you see I can go right over it and it doesn't take it away, but it just smooths it out. You see? So this looks better like that because it's not so defined. And that's what watercolor is. It's not supposed to be, so set. It's supposed to be whimsical. Okay. All right, so that's that. Now, the great thing about this too is that you can, once it's dry, you can go back in it and start doing like marker work if you wanted to. Um, see how I'm just rubbing it? I don't have any color on there. I'm just simply blending it in because that didn't go all the way to the line, right? So just do a little, doesn't matter. We just do water. Oops. Just do water and nothing else, and you'll see that it's blending in nicely. And that will give you that wet effect, right? All right. So we want a little bit more definition on the stick of the lollipop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush again. And this side is dry, so we're good. Got to be careful where you're doing stuff, because if one side is wet and the other side is not, then you'll have it bleed in, and you don't really want that for certain areas, right? So, okay, so this is what I'm doing here. So you can see the definition of her ear. That's her eyelash on the other side. And this will be a fun sticker, I think, at the end of it. Okay, so what I want to do here, you see how there's like spaces there on this side? So we're just going to take, again, nothing's on my brush. It's completely just wet. See the big ball of water there? So then we're just going to rub it closer to the line so that we get rid of that where it's showing where it ended. Just going to fix that right there. There we go. Fixed. See, now it looks like I painted it all the way to the other end, and I didn't. Okay, now I'd like to do some hearts because that's pretty much what I've been doing with all my other paintings. So I'm just going to do a little heart. Tiny little heart here. Okay, and then I have one here. Practice is the number one thing I have to say, no matter what you're doing. If you really, really like it, talent is a pursued interest. Yes, you have some natural ability, but for the most part, you know, it's something that you're interested in, and so you want to get better at it. And so that's why you continue to practice every time. You're doing it over and over again. You're doing different things. And this is, this is how you get better, right? So, and you got to experiment. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. And yeah, I make mistakes. Just before I came on here, I was going to do a different creature altogether. And then when I went to go pick it up, my finger had some residue because I was cleaning out something. And it got all messed up. So I ended up throwing it out or didn't even use it. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it happens, right? Like nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, and I think people appreciate those imperfections too, because then they know, oh, well, this somebody made that. Look at that, right? I think if something is too nice, then you wonder if it's AI. It's like, did they actually make that, or is that AI? Like, okay, so this has, I have a bit, see, I have a really cool, I got this watercolor set. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually really, really nice. It has lots of colors on there, and it's probably one of the better ones I've ever purchased, and it's so worth the money. It's so worth the money. Yeah, I highly advise investing in good quality paints, because I find with watercolors, the pigment, if it's not a good kind of paint, it doesn't. Oh, it's backwards. My apologies. I'm just looking at it now. I'm like, wait, that looks backwards. Art Techo, ARTECHO, has 128 colors. So if you're interested in, pursuing some art with watercolors, purchase a nice set like that, and then it'll motivate you too to want to do a good job, because you're working with good quality paints. You'll find that it's much easier to manipulate, and things actually stay on when you're painting too, right? So you see how I waited until everything was dry before I did stuff. So that's why I do this for a reason, right? Because I don't want it to smudge like certain aspects of the drawing, right? So this is now the important part. And we don't want it all mucky, right? Like I did that on purpose. I did that because I want to show it bleeding out. Like there's little different things, aspects of the painting that makes it good, and everybody has different opinions on what they think it should look like, right? So some people are like, oh, I wouldn't have done that, well then that's cool, because it's not your painting, it's my painting, right? So right, so everybody does it different. Yeah, I'm just fixing this because it's bugging me. There we go. So yeah, the whole idea is just to practice and play around with colors and do stuff that's, kind of outside your comfort zone. Before, I never even liked to touch watercolors, but after a while, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna just try it and see what happens. I end up doing houses with watercolor, and I made quite a bit of money at one point. It was, I don't know, it was in trending, I guess, if you want to call it that. I have taken it down since then, because I never had, after a year or so, 2 years of doing it, it sort of fizzled out, which it does. Trends come and go. So, but for honestly, I made so much, um, and doing these little houses for people. So they would give me their picture of their little cottage or their house or whatever. It was sentimental. It was like their parent was moving, or it was the house that they grew up in, and I would do the little painting for them, and then they would frame it and have it as a keepsake. So there's lots of different things that you can do, and it's quite interesting, you know. There we go. Just gonna highlight the bottom a little bit more because it needs it. But anyway, yeah, once this completely dries, which it's not right now. Once it's completely dries, I'm going to do some ink work on there, just to kind of give it a little bit more structure for the hair only. I like that the lollipop looks the way it does, because it reminds me of a carnival where you would get those giant lollipops. Anyways, at the carnival, and there were a few colors, right? And it was all in a swirl. Anyway, so that's what she's based on. So she's sort of like a lollipop unicorn. So I wanted to kind of continue my theme of like candy stuff, and maybe make a few creatures that kind of go along with the whole world of queens, the candy queens. So that's what this is based off of. So, but yeah, I'm just going to do a little highlight here. See, now now that it's fully dry in her eye, I can come back in again. There we go. There. Looks good. It's not perfect, but I don't think it should be. So there you go. Watercolor is supposed to feel like whimsical. There we go. So I'm just leaving it like that. I don't really want to get too much into the, I can do a gray. There we go. Yeah. So the touch up there so you can kind of see the edges better. And then, there we go. Should kind of go that way. Okay. So, yeah, I think it's almost dry. I could almost do it now. Maybe I can get in here. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is the part where you don't want too much water on it because you don't want it to blend in here. This part you're trying to line it, so you want to make sure that it's not too much water. Like I said, the other stuff you can. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. And I can just go back in with the orange and just touch up that little spot there. There we go. A few touch-ups. And then I can do a little bit of the red there. Oh, dry it out a little bit. There we go. There we go. So there it is, a little lollipop unicorn. I can even do a little bit more of this blue to kind of, let me see if I can. There we go. Anyway, hope you had fun watching. I'm going to try and do that other creature tomorrow, probably around the same time or in the evening. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. And I may turn this into a sticker because I think that was like the whole point, was to kind of do stickers and stuff. So we'll see. I have to look at it for a while and decide if I really want it or not. And if, people like it, who knows, right? Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.